It is Drowning Prevention Week. It is the third leading cause of unintentional injury death worldwide, accounting for 7% of all injury-related deaths. And globally, the highest drowning rates amongst children aged 1 to 4, followed by children aged 5 to 9. But very, very preventable. Of course, it's Eid break. Lots of us at the beach, the pool, heading off on holiday into the summer as well. So we're talking about understanding the risks and how to prevent them and to help us navigate these waters. We've got Chloe Smith with us, Area Manager and Swim England Tutor at Hamilton Aquatics. Lovely to have you with us, Chloe, and Eid Mubarak to you and yours. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. Very pleased to be here. Thanks for having me.
I am. I'm pleased because I feel like some of these conversations can feel a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, God, those numbers are horrendous, especially when you think about those really little ones. But it's so easy to kind of turn a blind eye and be like, well, that's something that could happen to someone else. And we are going to be hearing from Ola Carberry later, who did have a tragic accident that happened in her family. Would you mind explaining maybe some of the common mistakes that people make that can lead to drowning or near drowning?
Yeah, definitely. I think you touched on a really good point that it is so preventable. And that's the most important thing here, is the fact that we can teach technique and teach really simple rules that stop any sort of drowning before it needs to occur. So at Hamilton Aquatics, our first port of call is to teach water safety, and that's making sure that your child goes to the poolside with either a responsible adult or making sure the lifeguard's there before they even get in the water. And I think if you as a parent can instill that rule first, you've overcome a very large amount of risk, and you can then start by introducing water safety and being safe in the water whilst they're in there.
I think it's a big part of it here is just how often we're around the water.
Completely.
You know, swimming pools, being at the beach, birthday parties, things like that. Where it can get difficult, though, is where you've got kids who have absolutely no water confidence or knowledge, all the way to the kind of little fish that have been, brought up with parents who perhaps are a bit more proactive when it comes to water confidence. What role does a parent have when it comes to overcoming maybe even their own fears and passing that on to kids?
Completely. Like, you have to make sure that you introduce water in a fun and exciting way, because everyone is enjoying the pool and they should enjoy the pool, and it's making sure we instill that first. So my recommendation for parents would be to make sure that you get that introduction to swimming first, and it be fun and exciting but also safe. So, like, for example, making sure that their time in the water is fun and unstructured, and it's led by them, so that they can understand what the water is and how to sort of act around it.
What we kind of struggled with was my kids were almost overconfident. So
it's a thing.
It is a thing. It is a thing. And then I'm sure a lot of people have lessons with their kids when they're spending, their babies, and we're in the pool with the little ones, and then they got to toddler age. And I remember the instructor saying, they can swim, but they don't listen.
Completely.
So they need to sit on the side, and they will be with you until we believe they are old enough and mature enough to be able to get into that water and get out of that water safely. So a maturity piece can come into play as well.
Oh yeah, completely with that one, because it's all fun and exciting, but as a parent you have that sole responsibility to keep them safe first, and that happens from the very first time you take them into the pool, be that 3 months old or be it 3 years old. But also at the moment, if your child is a little bit later to the swimming environment, still making sure that introduction is fun and exciting, albeit that they're 6 years old and now we're battling a little bit for fear of the water. So it looks different at every stage, but I do believe, and I truly passionate about the fact that everyone should enjoy the water for what it is. But we have a responsibility to make sure that is safe.
What about when you can leave them unsupervised?
Oh, see, this one, I truly believe that it should never be unsupervised. And it's one of the main water safety aspects that we instill in all of our swimmers. You should go swimming with a responsible parent, or making sure that there's a lifeguard on poolside 24/7. And that's a non-negotiable. That should happen from the ages of 3 years all the way up. Even as an adult, you shouldn't go swimming by yourself.